It's been a little bit since I've got a chance to do one of these videos, and there's good reason for that. Essentially, summertime puts a dead stop to any sort of free time I have. So yeah, like I really couldn't make videos, I couldn't really play many games either, but that's okay because there is one thing that I was finally able to do, and that was pick up a HitBox. Well, welcome back. My name is Image Omega, and I'm really excited to be talking about one of the best purchases as far as gaming goes that I've ever made. And yeah, period. This is it, the HitBox. And it's because I've been playing a lot of fighting games again. And over the summer, like I said, I didn't really get a chance to play many games at all, but I did watch a lot of fighting game tournaments. Actually, EVO just wrapped up, so that was really cool. And I think the FGC, the fighting game community, is on a high with all the impending content that is coming our way. Regardless of whether or not the news that you got was the news you expected or that you wanted to hear, there's just a lot of good fighting game stuff coming. As soon as I got my HitBox, you know, one of the first things I did was load up Mortal Kombat 11. I went straight into training mode and I was trying out just exactly how this felt. Because one of the interesting things that happened right as about the time I wasn't able to make any more videos, I did go to a local Mortal Kombat 11 tournament. And it was a small little thing. I think I placed 9th, right? I went 2 and 2. I mean, there were about 36 players total, but still, it was a lot of fun. And one of the things I did realize is just how not clean my inputs and execution were. You know, just playing offline for the very first time. And then I was playing on this though, PlayStation 4. I don't know why I held it upside down. PlayStation 4 pad right here. What I did see though was someone playing on a HitBox. They had a HitBox in their hand. So I chatted him up about his HitBox. I wanted to hear his feedback on it. And he told me that he's been using or playing on a HitBox for the past 5 years, which I didn't even know they existed for 5 years, but geez. That's a good amount of time to have an opinion on HitBox. And he was good. I think he came in 3rd at that tournament. I don't remember, maybe 2nd. Did he win the whole thing? Anyways, one of the things that he told me was that the adjustment period of trying to learn how to play a HitBox would take forever. Like it took him months to really get accustomed to this. And I was just kind of worried at that point. Like, man, I expected to fall right in love with the HitBox, but I should have probably taken into account that I don't have the same muscle memory that other players do. You know, I haven't played fighting games on a pad religiously. I haven't played on a stick religiously. I have. Oh my God, this thing's so heavy. I have one of these too, right? I got this when I was playing Street Fighter V, as you can tell by the cool Ryu on the front. But oh man, that thing is heavy. And that's actually one of the things with this HitBox. I mean, on camera, I guess it looks kind of big, but it's really small in comparison. I don't even know if I could get both of these in one shot. But my goodness, like, I don't even know how to do this. Failure. Anyways, just trust me, this thing is massively heavy and big and bulky compared to this HitBox. So that's cool. But the muscle memory I do have is years of playing shooters, of playing, you know, first-person shooters on a computer. So I'm used to playing or moving with WASD on the keyboard. And every time I looked at these little red buttons here, that's all I could see. WASD, well, no W, just ASD, right? And right here, that is where my thumb would be for jump. So I would have ASD jump, right? And since it's a fighter, I'm not worried about trying to like hit up where W would be to move forward. I knew that if I wanted to jump, I just hit my thumb right on that little button there. Actually, it's a huge button compared to all the other ones. The movement portion of getting used to this HitBox was cake. I instantly fell in love. And then one thing I noticed when I loaded up Mortal Kombat and I started playing as Baraka, I was able to just pull off combos consistently. So, you know, where on the pad I had trouble with some of the execution, with this HitBox, I was able to do it easily and really more effectively. And once I started getting into other fighters and working on the fireball motion, like the quarter circle forward or the dragon punch motion, that's where things became a little bit more complicated. And I started doing this more with Samurai Shodown, which is an amazing game, by the way, and just kind of getting my fingers used to firing the dragon punch motion. And what's cool about the hitbox is because of the nature of the controls, there's actually several different ways of like key presses to do a dragon punch motion on this, right? Like you can hold down and just double tap and then hit your button. You can do the regular motion, forward, down, then down, forward, right? Which would just be like that when I'm doing it fast. Or there's even other things like a instant dragon punch shortcut, which involves hitting the jump button, which look that up if you want to see more. But having those options was kind of neat and kind of freeing, understanding that, you know, I can just do what feels best to me on either side. Because then the other caveat is like, if I want to do dragon punch on this side, can you like it's just messy, like boom, 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 boom. So this is my dragon punch motion. Hear the consistency on that side compared to, and it's just because of this ring finger. It's just the muscle isn't necessarily there to hit it as fast for the dragon punch, but there are other shortcuts I can do to make that a little bit easier. So that just became cool. Like actually, I can do this, then hit the button, and then hit the punch button, right? And that becomes a dragon punch motion right there, because I'm always holding forward, hitting the down, and then going back to forward, then hitting the punch button. So it works out perfectly. Yeah, and the buttons themselves, they're super sensitive. Like when you press these buttons here, and you can just press it just a tiny bit. I don't know if that'll actually even focus on that, but I can press it just a tiny bit, and there it is. And just like that, and it'll register in game, right? So I'm just barely pressing it. This is all the way down. This is just a tiny bit, right? And that alone will register in a game. So having like that sensitivity, and then with a game like Mortal Kombat, you know, all I had to do is press the buttons in order, so that wasn't really an issue. But a game like Street Fighter V, where the timing became way more important, that's where I started having trouble and my execution would fall apart. But that's really no fault of the hitbox or adjusting to it. It's more just me, like learning how to play Street Fighter, essentially. So when it's all said and done though, I feel right at home on this hitbox. I would never want to go back to another control scheme. I wouldn't want to play on a pad. I wouldn't want to play on a fight stick. Having the buttons for movement has been paramount for me. And then over the summer too, I try to play really all the fighters. As you know, little bits of here and there, but I played some Mortal Kombat 11. I picked up Samurai Shodown. I tried some Street Fighter out with the hitbox, and then I picked up a game called Fantasy Strike, which was actually a really cool game. If you haven't heard about it, it's a fighting game that tries to eliminate the barrier of entry. Like there's really only 4 buttons that you need to worry about, and every single button does either like an attack, a special move, or like a super special move. And then there's a jump button too. So it's really really simple. Oh, and I picked up Tekken 7. That was actually mind-blowingly good. Like Tekken 7 is a really cool game. I want to continue playing that. So I haven't played a Tekken since 3. And so having, again, the advantage of the hitbox, like I don't know how to crane backdash or anything, but just having this for movement here in a 3D game, that felt really solid. However, in the end, I came back to Street Fighter V. That's, you know, I told you that I was watching a lot of tournaments over the summer, so when I wasn't able to play, I would maybe like catch them while I was on the run, and I kept getting drawn back to Street Fighter. That's what got me into wanting to play more fighters, is I was watching the Capcom Pro Tour some 4 or 5 years ago. You know, and at some level too, I always told myself that I wasn't necessarily drawn to playing all the different characters in Street Fighter V, but I think it was really just, I was scared of the execution that it was needed to play all these other characters. With, Evo wrapping up, 3 new characters got introduced, and I've been playing a lot of Lucia, and I think as a character, she has all the tools that I would like to use in a fighting game. So she was like just right up my alley, and so that became a very fun character to learn. Still working on her, and having another playable character brings my grand total up to 2. Yeah, I know Nikali and her, and I know there's a lot of hate for Nikali. I don't understand that. But the hitbox essentially eliminated my excuse for execution, right? Like, oh, that motion's so tough, I don't have the muscle memory. Like, it's hitting buttons, and it's using muscle memory that I do have with WASD. So it's really just about the climb now. So I'm interested in making that climb. You know, I actually wanted to make a beginner's guide to, like, a beginner's guide to Lucia. But I realized I have a lot more to practice. I mean, there's things that I know that I see that, you know, you can't watch a combo video and then all of a sudden take those combos and directly apply it into a match. Like, it takes some practice as a beginner. So just watching combos is not key. It's more so working the fundamentals. And so that's kind of what I wanted to explore with Lucia, so that way I could, you know, if there's anybody else like me, like getting back into Street Fighter or getting into Street Fighter for the first time, and, you know, just opening up the tools of that character for them, that would be my goal. But yeah, so you got this video instead about my hitbox. But anyways, I'm glad to be back here making another video, showing off the hitbox, and I can't wait to train some more on it, keep improving. I'm going to enjoy the climb. So if you enjoyed any of this, do me a favor, hit that like button, leave me a comment. Like, on a personal level, that actually helps me out because it lets me know that I'm making something that people want to watch. It's not just me droning on and on and on. Well, actually, I guess that is what I'm doing too. And if you want to make that climb with me as I go further and further into the FGC, consider hitting that subscribe button. You know, I have plans to keep playing some fighting games. So yeah, that'll be it. Alright, you guys, until next time, I appreciate you being here. I'm out.